The lost soul knelt in the dim room, breath shallow, fingers clasped tight. A single candle flickered, its flame unnaturally stretching upward, as if sensing the air's tension. Shadows danced violently across cracked walls, echoing whispers that felt like memories clawing through the silence. The metallic taste in the air grew stronger with each heartbeat. Floorboards vibrated beneath trembling knees, carrying a vibration from nowhere, everywhere. Suddenly, the candle erupted in cold white fire, blinding and pure. A tall shifting silhouette emerged, edges glimmering like molten silver. The lost soul's chest heaved, as a voice resonated deep within. "You have been seen." Time froze, the weight of unseen eyes pressing down, marking the soul forever. A tremor ran through the room as the lost soul whispered, "Who? What are you?" Silence answered, yet the presence lingered, undeniable. Character: the lost soul, male, 32, disheveled clothes, unshaven, anxious expression, huddled posture. The lost soul wandered through his dim apartment, the early morning light failing to pierce the grime-streaked windows. Each step echoed hollowly against the wooden floor, reminding him of years wasted in endless wandering. He felt a persistent weight in his chest, the lingering mark of unseen eyes pressing on him. In the quiet, memories surfaced, failures, guilt, and moments of lost faith. He touched the old photograph of a family long gone, his fingers tracing faces he barely remembered. A breeze carried a faint scent of lavender, inexplicably soothing yet unnerving. Every sound, the distant city hum, the creak of hinges, seemed amplified, as if the world leaned in, waiting for him to act. He whispered to himself, "There must be something more." The room, suffused with muted sunlight, felt like a suspended world, holding him on the edge of awakening. Through the half-closed blinds, a fleeting vision appeared, a faint silhouette, luminous and unformed, drifting across the corridor. The lost soul froze, heart hammering, questioning if his eyes deceived him. The vision lingered, whispering fragments of words he could not fully grasp, like a melody half-remembered in a dream. Fear mixed with awe, making him both retreat and lean forward. His mind raced with skepticism and desire for truth, each battling for dominance. He felt the air thicken, charged with possibility, as though reality itself awaited his decision. Every instinct screamed caution, yet something pulled him toward the unknown. Trembling, he stepped closer, whispering, "Is it real, or am I losing myself?" Time seemed to bend in the corridor's stillness, stretching moments into eternity. He opened the door to the empty street, early morning mist curling around lampposts. The city felt alien, muted, each sound distant, each shadow elongated. Memories of failures and regrets pressed in, heavy as the fog itself. He saw a woman passing by, her gaze fleeting, but something in her posture mirrored his own hidden despair. A stray dog barked, breaking the silence, and the echo traveled unnaturally long through the misty avenue. He walked faster, pulled by an invisible thread, a sense of urgency he could not name. Somewhere deep, he knew that this path would lead him to questions he had avoided all his life. Every step made the mist swirl more violently, as if the city itself was guiding him. At the park, the first hints of sunlight pierced the fog, illuminating dew-laden grass. The lost soul paused, feeling the chill of morning against his skin. A bench held a forgotten notebook, pages fluttering in the breeze, whispering secrets of lives unseen. Birds rose in silent flight, their wings cutting through the muted light, casting moving shadows. He crouched, touching the cold metal of the bench, grounding himself in the physical world. Yet the lingering vision from his apartment called him inward, a pull he could not resist. Every leaf, every ripple in the nearby pond, seemed imbued with meaning. He exhaled, a long, shuddering breath, and realized the journey had truly begun, though the destination remained invisible. The lost soul ventured deeper into the city's forgotten districts, alleys narrower, walls crumbling, graffiti telling silent stories. Mist clung stubbornly to the uneven cobblestones, curling around his feet. A distant church bell tolled, each note vibrating through his chest like a warning, The air tasted of smoke and wet stone, sharp yet oddly familiar. Shadows moved at the corner of his vision, teasing as if aware of his presence. He paused, listening to the echo of his own footsteps, realizing he was not alone. The silhouette from before appeared briefly against a rusted doorway, then vanished. His heart raced, a mixture of fear and curiosity pushing him forward. Every alley seemed to stretch endlessly, threatening to swallow him whole. He whispered, "I must find the source," feeling a compulsion deeper than reason, as unseen eyes tracked his every move. At the heart of the alleys, a hidden courtyard emerged, half lit by fragmented sunlight filtering through broken roofs. A fountain, dry and cracked, whispered memories of laughter, long faded. The lost soul stepped cautiously, noting scattered objects. A broken toy, rusted chair, shattered glass reflecting shards of sky. Each step amplified a feeling of déjà vu, like the place remembered him. He sensed the presence again, more insistent, drawing him toward the fountain's center. The air felt heavier, charged with anticipation, yet strangely alive. He brushed dust off a stone, its cold surface biting his palm. In the distance, faint musical notes floated, intangible yet hauntingly beautiful. He exhaled slowly, realizing that the courtyard was more than abandoned. It was a threshold. A sudden sound of water rushing startled him. The fountain now gushed as if awakened by his presence. The flow shimmered unnaturally, reflecting molten silver light in every droplet. The lost soul's reflection warped in the surface, showing eyes that were not entirely his. He stumbled back, gripping the fountain's edge. A voice emerged from the glimmering water, soft but insistent, repeating words he could not fully understand. The courtyard shifted subtly, walls elongating, shadows twisting into forms both familiar and alien. He felt vertigo, the line between reality and vision dissolving. The air smelled of wet stone and ozone, sharp yet electrifying. His fingers trembled as he reached toward the water, drawn by its impossible call. Each heartbeat resonated in harmony with the flowing fountain, binding him to the place. He turned, realizing the courtyard had multiplied, corridors spiraling beyond comprehension. Figures appeared briefly at doorways, indistinct, their forms flickering like candle flames. The lost soul's mind struggled to comprehend the geometry, yet an instinctive trust compelled him forward. The walls pulsed subtly, as if breathing, carrying whispers of ancient secrets. A low hum filled the air, vibrating through his bones, synchronizing with his heartbeat. He felt both terror and exhilaration, the duality sharpening his senses. Each corridor beckoned, a labyrinth of memory and illusion intertwined. Shadows stretched impossibly long, bending around corners, guiding him toward something he could neither see nor name. He whispered, "I must keep going," and his own words seemed to echo across multiple spaces at once. At the heart of the labyrinth, a chamber opened, circular and bathed in an unnatural twilight. Symbols glowed faintly on walls, ancient and incomprehensible, pulsating like a heartbeat. The lost soul stepped in, sensing energy thick in the air. He noticed a pedestal at the center, a crystalline orb floating above it, radiating molten silver light. Every instinct screamed caution, yet he felt an undeniable pull toward it. As he approached, the orb's glow intensified, reflections dancing across his anxious eyes. Whispers became coherent, speaking in a language older than memory. He reached forward, feeling the pull of destiny pressing against him. His hand trembled, hovering just above the orb, as the labyrinth seemed to hold its breath. He whispered, "This is it," and the orb pulsed in silent acknowledgement. The lost soul stepped closer to the floating orb, every pulse of molten silver light resonating through his chest. He felt the chamber shifting subtly, walls breathing with energy, symbols glowing brighter with each heartbeat. A voice, now clear, spoke directly into his mind, carrying memories that were not his own. He saw flashes of other lives, laughter and sorrow, moments of triumph and regret. The knowledge was overwhelming, almost unbearable, yet it beckoned. He realized that the orb was not just a relic, it was a vessel of consciousness, holding the essence of forgotten souls. The whispers grew insistent, urging him to understand, to embrace what he was destined to witness. Shadows danced around him, reflecting his internal turmoil. Every instinct screamed to flee, but a magnetic pull held him rooted. He exhaled, steadying his shaking hands, feeling the weight of unseen eyes on him, and stepped closer, ready to confront destiny itself. As his hand hovered above the orb, ripples of energy radiated outward, illuminating the chamber in waves of silver and indigo. The lost soul felt memories not his own merging with his consciousness, visions of cities, oceans, and skies he had never seen. Every pulse brought clarity and confusion at once. The air vibrated, charged with an electric hum that raised goosebumps along his arms. Shadows twisted into forms resembling faces, echoing emotions from centuries past. He stumbled backward, overwhelmed, yet a deep part of him recognized this as truth. Time itself seemed to stretch, seconds expanding into eternities. With a deep breath he touched the orb. The light surged, engulfing him, and he felt himself dissolving and reforming simultaneously. Every fear, every doubt was stripped bare, leaving only awareness and purpose. A sudden stillness descended. The lost soul's eyes opened to the chamber, transformed. Symbols glowed steadily. Shadows harmonized into serene forms. He felt knowledge settle inside him, not forced but granted. A sense of unity enveloped him, connecting him to every pulse of energy within the orb. He understood that this place was a nexus, a convergence of lives, memories, and destinies. Past regrets and fears lifted like morning mist, revealing clarity. He smiled, a genuine smile he hadn't felt in years, feeling the weight of solitude dissolve. The orb floated higher, spinning slowly, its light bathing him in silver warmth. For the first time he felt he belonged somewhere, part of something greater than himself. And as the chamber hummed softly, he realized that his journey was not ending. It was awakening. The orb descended slowly, merging with the lost soul's chest as if sealing their bond. His vision widened, revealing corridors of light stretching infinitely, connecting all he had seen and all yet to come. He felt the presence of countless souls, each whispering encouragement, guiding him toward understanding. A profound peace settled in his mind, replacing fear and doubt. The labyrinth outside became a memory, and the chamber itself felt like an extension of his consciousness. Every heartbeat aligned with the rhythm of eternity. His body trembled with energy, not from fear but from recognition of his true purpose. He lifted his arms, feeling light flowing through him, realizing he was no longer merely a wanderer, but a vessel of insight, a guardian of memories, a keeper of the nexus itself. A final pulse of radiant energy rippled outward, and the lost soul's form shimmered, shifting between corporeal and ethereal. He felt the chamber dissolve into the cosmos itself, stars and nebulae swirling around him. Time became irrelevant, space merely a canvas for existence. He laughed softly, a sound carrying both relief and wonder, embracing the vastness without fear. He was both one and many, a consciousness aware of itself yet inseparable from everything around him. The orb's light dimmed gently, now a quiet, steady presence within him. He understood that every journey, every struggle, had led to this convergence. And with a final peaceful exhale, he stepped forward into eternity, ready to guide and witness all that was, is, and will ever be. The lost soul emerged from the luminous void, stepping into a world transformed by the echoes of his journey. Twilight painted the skies in gold and violet streaks, reflecting off rippling rivers and jagged cliffs. Every breath carried a resonance of the nexus, a quiet pulse of energy, connecting him to every being he had encountered. He felt time bending subtly, moments layering atop one another like ripples in water. The air hummed faintly, carrying scents of distant forests, salt from oceans unseen, and the faint warmth of sunlight. His eyes scanned the horizon, recognizing both beauty and fragility, and he understood that his purpose extended beyond observation. He was a conduit now, a living bridge between the ephemeral and the eternal. The wind tugged at his disheveled clothes, a reminder of motion, of life, of choice. With a steady step, he moved forward, each stride echoing through the landscapes of possibility, aware of the infinite threads of destiny that awaited his touch. He ventured through valleys where mist clung to the ground, curling around ancient stones like whispers of history. Birds of radiant plumage soared overhead, their calls harmonizing with the soft hum of the nexus within him. The lost soul paused at the edge of a glimmering lake, its surface perfectly still yet vibrating faintly, reflecting visions of moments both past and possible. He knelt, touching the water, feeling ripples spread outward, linking him to life unseen and untold. A sense of responsibility settled deep in his chest. Each ripple was a potential, a choice to shape, to influence without imposing. The air shimmered as though aware of his presence, acknowledging the alignment between his consciousness and the world. He rose, a newfound resolve in his stance, realizing that mastery was not dominion but communion, that true power lay in understanding the subtle flows of life. A sudden storm gathered in the distance, dark clouds swirling above jagged mountains. Lightning cracked, illuminating the lost soul as he stood unflinching, absorbing the raw energy of nature. Rain fell in torrents, each drop carrying a sharp clarity that cut through lingering doubts. He felt the nexus respond, threads of energy connecting him to the elements, harmonizing thunder, wind, and water with his heartbeat. The storm was not a threat but a challenge, a test of balance and adaptability. Every movement he made mirrored the rhythm of the storm, flowing with its force rather than resisting. His eyes gleamed with understanding, a mixture of exhilaration and serenity. Lightning traced paths across the clouds, and for a fleeting moment, he felt the infinite possibilities of every choice made and unmade. The storm passed, leaving a world cleansed, and he remained steady, integrated, and alive. The skies cleared, revealing a kaleidoscope of stars, and the lost soul found himself atop a hill, overlooking a sprawling city of luminous architecture, blending organic curves with crystalline spires. The hum of life, intertwined with the lingering resonance of the nexus, creating a symphony of possibility. He descended carefully, each step deliberate, sensing the subtle energies of the inhabitants below. Faces blurred into expressions of curiosity, hope, and struggle, each a reflection of the journeys that had brought them here. He understood his presence was a ripple in their lives, a reminder that awareness could inspire without interference. The night air was crisp, carrying distant scents of incense, metal, and earth. He felt both grounded and limitless, a paradox of being fully himself while connected to the entirety of creation. Reaching the city's heart, he paused at a bridge of light spanning a flowing river of energy. Children ran along its path, laughter mingling with the hum of the nexus within him. The lost soul realized that transformation was not just personal, it radiated outward, touching others in quiet, unseen ways. He stepped forward onto the bridge, feeling the pulse of the city synchronize with his own. Light rippled beneath his feet, echoing every heartbeat and choice. He glanced at the horizon, where dawn began to chase away lingering shadows. Hope, understanding, and compassion radiated through him, ready to seed new journeys in those who would cross paths with his presence. And as he walked, the city shimmered, alive with possibility, a testament to the harmony between awareness and action, the infinite dance of the nexus he now embodied. The lost soul climbed a spiraling tower that pierced the clouds, the wind fierce yet welcoming. Each step felt like a heartbeat connecting him to every choice he had made, every path he had walked. The skies above were a tempest of colors, blending indigo and molten gold. Below, the land stretched endlessly, a mosaic of forests, rivers, and cities humming with life. His mind danced with echoes of the nexus, each pulse revealing patterns in chaos, clarity within uncertainty. He paused at the apex, arms extended as if embracing the sky itself. The clouds parted to reveal an infinite horizon, and he felt the culmination of his journey. Not mastery over the world, but mastery of self. a calm understanding that presence could ripple outward in ways both gentle and profound. From the tower he observed beings of all forms moving through their worlds, animals, humans, elemental entities, all unaware of the invisible threads connecting them. Yet he sensed their lives, felt their hopes and fears, their triumphs and losses. Each soul was a note in a grand symphony, and he, having walked between worlds, could hear the harmony within the chaos. He inhaled deeply, letting the wind carry away residual doubt, and exhaled, scattering insight into the currents of existence. The nexus thrummed like a living heartbeat, guiding him to understand that influence was subtle, sometimes invisible, but never without consequence. Compassion, patience, and awareness were now his tools, the essence of the mastery he had sought not to wield, but to embody. A bridge of light appeared before him, stretching from the tower into the heavens. With cautious curiosity he stepped forward, feeling the energy of countless lives beneath his feet, pulsing like the rhythm of a living organism. Each step felt lighter than the last, as though gravity itself acknowledged the evolution within him. Memories of trials, failures, and revelations streamed past, some vivid, others hazy, but all converged into a single understanding. Transcendence is not a destination, but an integration of everything experienced. His reflection shimmered in the bridge's radiance, merging past and present into a continuum of awareness, and he realized the journey would never truly end, only evolve. As he moved, he encountered fragments of his former selves, echoes trapped in the currents of the nexus. They whispered lessons of fear, hope, and curiosity. He greeted each fragment with calm acknowledgement, absorbing the wisdom without judgment, letting past errors dissolve into understanding. The bridge pulsed with life beneath him, responding to his intentions. Every heartbeat radiated outward, influencing the flow of existence with gentle precision. He felt both infinite and grounded, the duality of awareness complete. The skies around him shifted through starlight, auroras, and dawn, reflecting the fluidity of time itself. In that moment, he became fully the lost soul, no longer lost but fully present, a living convergence of all journeys. Finally, he reached the edge of the bridge, where the horizon melted into pure radiance. He looked back once, seeing the tower, the lands, and the countless lives he had touched, each now subtly altered by his presence. Smiling, he stepped into the light, feeling the nexus dissolve into him, becoming both infinite and singular. The energy cascaded around him like liquid starlight, connecting past, present, and future in perfect equilibrium. The world below shimmered with new potential, and the lost soul became a symbol of consciousness awakened, a reminder that true mastery lies not in control, but in harmonious existence. And as he vanished into the radiance, the bridge of light remained, a path for those who might follow, echoing the eternal rhythm of choice, awareness, and transformation. The bridge of light lingered, faintly glowing across the horizon, a reminder of journeys completed yet never truly finished. Far below, civilizations continued their quiet hum, unaware of the subtle shifts in destiny woven by a single soul's passage. The wind carried whispers of insight through forests and cities alike. Birds lifted in synchronized flight, rivers shimmered with renewed reflection, and even mountains seemed to breathe in harmony with the unseen rhythm. The lost soul, now fully integrated with the nexus, existed in multiple planes, his awareness brushing against countless lives. His presence was not dominance, but a subtle guiding force, a resonance that reminded the world that every choice ripples outward, shaping unseen futures in ways both gentle and profound. In distant villages, people paused in fleeting moments of clarity, feeling inexplicable guidance or sudden inspiration. A painter captured a vision he didn't understand. A musician struck a note that vibrated through hearts. A child found courage in small acts. These ripples, tiny yet infinite, carried fragments of the lost soul's journey into the fabric of existence. He observed with quiet satisfaction, knowing that influence need not be loud to matter. Awareness, patience, and compassion were subtle agents of change. The nexus thrummed with gentle energy, and the world, seemingly unaware, began to shift imperceptibly toward greater balance. The echo of his passage was everywhere and nowhere, an invisible melody guiding countless lives toward new possibilities. Time flowed differently around the nexus, moments of the past, present, and potential future intertwined. The lost soul floated above mountains, rivers, and seas, observing cycles of life. Storms calmed as he passed, seedlings sprouted with unusual vigor, and animals followed instincts that seemed touched by invisible guidance. Every heartbeat of the cosmos resonated with his essence, yet he remained unbound, a silent witness and participant at once. The lessons of fear, hope, curiosity, and compassion interlaced in a tapestry far grander than he alone could comprehend. And in that awareness he felt infinite, yet intimately connected, understanding that the journey's end was merely a threshold to eternal continuity. He sensed the nexus's pulse converge into singular clarity, moments of potential crystallizing into patterns of possibility. He reached out with awareness alone, touching threads of existence without altering their natural flow, guiding without imposing. His energy intertwined with the life force of countless beings, a gentle hum beneath the surface of reality. Stars shifted imperceptibly, winds carried newfound clarity, and oceans reflected light in harmonic patterns. The universe responded, not because it was compelled, but because resonance begets resonance. Every choice, every life, every heartbeat was subtly enriched by a presence that could not be seen, only felt, a legacy written into the very fabric of existence. Finally he dissolved into the cosmos completely, no longer a single figure, yet everywhere at once. The bridge of light vanished, replaced by the quiet brilliance of existence itself. Every ripple he had caused became a seed of potential, each unseen yet impactful, nurturing future lives in ways neither forced nor predictable. The lost soul's journey, once linear and tumultuous, had evolved into infinite echo, a reminder that awareness, compassion, and mindful presence resonate beyond the self. The world continued, transformed subtly, harmonized by unseen hands, and the nexus whispered, eternal and patient, carrying the echoes of one journey into countless others, a testament to the infinite possibilities inherent in conscious life. The cosmos pulsed with subtle rhythm, and the lost soul's essence intertwined with time itself. Stars blinked in patterns that whispered forgotten stories, and galaxies spun in slow, deliberate harmony. Though his corporeal presence had dissolved, his awareness touched every plane. He observed civilizations forming and fading, each heartbeat of life, a note in the symphony of existence. Winds carried echoes of choices made, rivers reflected unseen wisdom, and forests shimmered with latent memory. Every particle seemed subtly guided, nudged toward balance without coercion. In the quiet of this cosmic dance he realized that the journey was not a single path, but a fractal of infinite possibilities, and every ripple he had set in motion was now a seed of potential spanning eons. On a distant planet bathed in violet twilight, a civilization began to sense subtle harmony. Their collective dreams brushed by unseen currents. Children laughed in synchrony with the cadence of starlight, elders spoke in calm, profound tones, and artists captured visions that seemed divinely inspired. The lost soul's influence was no longer linear, but woven into the fabric of possibility itself. Time and space bent gently, allowing chance encounters and serendipitous discoveries to occur more often. Awareness, compassion, and courage became natural currents, threading through societies without explanation. He felt joy not as observer, but as resonance itself, knowing that even imperceptible guidance could blossom into extraordinary change over epochs. The nexus revealed a lattice of possibilities stretching beyond comprehension. Every event, no matter how small, intersected with countless others in intricate, beautiful patterns. The lost soul's awareness flowed through this lattice, nudging, observing, and harmonizing. A comet streaked past a fragile world, subtly influencing the tides of thought in its inhabitants. Leaves fell in choreographed rhythm across alien forests. Music rose spontaneously in crowded squares. Even storms shifted, not in power, but in timing, enhancing growth and fostering balance. His presence was everywhere, yet he remained unseen, a cosmic whisper whose guidance enriched the universe without interruption. The echo of his journey had become a living framework for infinite life. Time folded in subtle waves, bringing glimpses of lives yet to exist and memories long forgotten. The lost soul drifted through these echoes, sensing joy, sorrow, triumph, and failure simultaneously. His resonance encouraged the brave, comforted the lost, and inspired creativity across realms. A small settlement discovered renewable energy through intuition rather than trial. A young artist painted a mural that healed invisible wounds, and animals moved instinctively to avoid natural dangers. His guidance was never forceful, only an invisible current that aligned probabilities with benevolence. He realized that existence itself was a living song, and each being a note that mattered, no matter how seemingly insignificant. Finally, the lost soul dissolved into the infinite lattice, not as absence but as universal resonance. His presence was everywhere, in the first breath of life, the final sigh of existence, and every heartbeat in between. The cosmos pulsed with subtle, benevolent rhythm, and civilizations flourished under invisible guidance. Choices unfolded naturally, courage blossomed effortlessly, and creativity sparkled spontaneously. The journey that began as a solitary quest had transformed into eternal resonance, an echo of consciousness woven into the very structure of reality. Life continued, aware only in fragments, yet richer for his existence. In the quiet infinity, he existed as all and none, an eternal testament to the power of mindful presence.